Hello, in this video is just to my twin flame Shia. Hi Shia. Whoever's just watching, I thank you for watching. This is going to be some crime against me and my twin flame. However, Shia, I'm going to talk about Sedona and some of the notes. There is still demonic possession, and no one can use this video against me. You'll be framing me, and that is illegal. And this is the video is for Shia and whoever else is watching. The only reason why you'd be watching is to help Shia Alyssa, not hurt Shia Alyssa. No one else is allowed to be watching that want to attack Shia Alyssa or use this video against Shia Alyssa. So, I have some notes to show you, Shia, and this is going to be more of a positive video. I just watched your video on loop. I've had a very strong connection. We've had a very, very strong telepathic connection these past 48 hours. I'll talk a little bit about that later. However, it's like I'm constantly being able to tap into your energy, and I was able to get really close with you. I'll explain more of it later. So I'm going to talk to you about my list of things I need to get, and basically not most of the things I do not need to get. They're just things that I'll eventually need to get. However, if I got these things, it would add up to over $100 just for like a few of the things. And actually, yeah, probably. And so basically, I'm going to go, so I have an idea. I've been wanting to go on a road trip for a long time, and I want to get out of here very, very badly. The problem is there's things that spirit guides are going to have me go on to the road trip no matter what, if I actually have to go. However, there's some, I've been getting kind of, there's also been, I can't explain it, but basically I'm supposed to go to Sedona, Arizona, and honestly, all I would be really doing is sitting in my car most of the time. However, I'm going to explain to you a little bit of that later. Basically, I'm not sure if I can actually afford it. It's $200 round trip. It's only a 7-hour drive though, which is not that bad. The last time I went to Sedona, my brakes failed. I had to pay $350, and then so I had to turn back. I had to get the brakes fixed, and I had no more money to stay in Arizona. I had to turn back and come back here. So if I did go to Sedona, it would be just for a few days, probably no longer than a week. But I'll talk more about that later. However, I'll talk a little bit more about that later. And obviously it would not be, it wouldn't be that comfortable. However, nothing I do is ever comfortable, and I told you, every time I go to the vortexes, something happens, and it brings me and you closer and closer, Shia, together. And I know, Shia, that you're like me. You're very like, you can't sit still, and I know that like you want to be anywhere but where you are. If you can't, even if you can't be here, you want to be anywhere else where you are. You have the same feeling I'm feeling because of the torture. So I'm going to talk to you about the notes, Shia. But in regards to, it wouldn't be until the second or third when I have enough money to pay the month's rent, and and 7 hours is not that much of a bad drive. It's like a day's worth of drive. If I left at like, say, 8 in the morning, I get there around 3 or 4. And because it's summertime, the rest areas will be very busy. So I'd be able to have a place to go, and I would not be camping out in a tent. That would be extremely dangerous. I could sit at the Sedona Vortex Library. I would visit the grocery stores if it gets too hot, and I would not be going on to hikes. I would be just going in areas where it's open road and there's people around, because I will not. I don't believe it will be safe to go on hikes alone at this point. I'm not even sure if I'm even going to go, Shia. Obviously, Shia, you're going to be with me through the whole trip if I do go. And I mean, it will be kind of torture because of the bathrooms, and always trying to find a bathroom. And in regards to food, it will not be torture because I could go to the grocery store, not restaurant food. Go to the grocery store, buy prepackaged foods that are in the refrigerator. I could go to the grocery store and get all kinds of refrigerated foods, fresh foods that are prepackaged. So I'm going to finish reading the Sedona Vortex book, and I have written more notes. I've also started my grocery shopping list, and it's honestly, these are just very basic items. If I get the fridge, I started a column on the right side. But these are very basic items. However, I can't really, obviously I can't really cook, and there's a problem with I can't put room temperature foods on the counter because of the bug issue in the building, and you're not supposed to put fresh room temperature fruits and vegetables. Oh, I was supposed to put the backup phone right on the laptop, so I'm going to do that. You can't put fruits and vegetables in the cupboards because they need proper ventilation, and they'll just probably mold and rot if they're not ventilated. So but I think it would be worth it to get those cherry tomatoes and leave on the counter, because I got to eat those cherry tomatoes like for 3 or 4 days, and the watermelon I can eat the day of that I buy it. So in regards to Sedona, it is holy grounds. It's protected, so there would be less chance of me getting murdered there. Honestly, someone could drop a bomb here. It's not necessarily a matter of where I am, because very dangerous things could happen. I could fall on the ground and hit my head and die. I don't think this is a part of I'm gonna be in danger if I travel to Sedona, because it's actually very safe because I'm constantly driving. I'll be constantly driving. 80% of the time I'll be in my vehicle, and I'll have AC while I'm driving, and I haven't been able to have AC all summer, so that would be nice. It's not going to be a luxurious trip, I will have to be extremely on budget in regards to how much I can spend on food, blah, blah, blah. However, 7 hours is not a long ride. $200 is a lot of gas money. However, I just Googled Sedona, and their gas price right now is extremely cheap. It's like $3.50 a gallon. That's extremely affordable. And I'm not going to overpack the car. I'm definitely going to be bringing sunscreen and like probably sitting by the car like in a chair sometimes. Also, the fresh air in Sedona, it would be so helpful for my brain injury. Breathing in the city air is not helping me. I think I just need to get away. I really need to get away. And honestly, if I stay all month in this apartment, I'll be penniless within 2 weeks and have to barely live for another 2 weeks with like $10 in my bank account. So it's really like I'll just be going there and doing like the same thing I already do. It'll just be in a different location. But in regards to bathrooms, there's usually bathrooms around some of the vortexes. There's bathrooms, like there's these little 4-wall cement things with like it's not necessarily a porta potty, but it doesn't flush. And then there's bathrooms at the grocery stores, and bathrooms at the library. There's like a little shopping center area with public restrooms, I think. It's not going to be complete fun because they'll hit my bladder, my bowels all day long. However, they do this to me anyways here, and I honestly think that it's possible that the Sedona vortexes, something will happen. Something has already shifted these past 72 hours, Shia. There's been a layer of deactivation, I've been told, and that got confirmation. And I know that you know about this because I was told. And I can notice some of your happiness. And I'm able to touch you more. Like we are able to like hug each other and like not like be repelled off from attacks, from like just extreme attacks. So the one thing I will probably get is a bathing suit because there's an Oak Creek there, and I would have to travel. Actually, I can go to a campground and use their showers and pay $10. However, that's might not always be comfortable to do, so there's an Oak Creek where I could go in the water, or I can just travel about half an hour to the gas station, the travel gas station that has private showers. But the moment, every time I get really excited about going to the vortexes and driving is actually fun, but at the moment I get all this excited and then I get on the trip and then it's like pure torture. So it's not going to be like it might not be that fun. It might be a lot of torture. However, I've been explaining to you about the vortexes and what happens at the vortexes. There's an energy at the vortexes that's like, it really feels like you're kind of like that's how it's supposed to feel. Like you feel like you're at Lumiere, or like you're in like kind of like, I can't I'm not going to explain it right now. So let me see if oh, by the way, the V2K is malfunctioning. You can hear the criminals' real voices sometimes. And remember how I told you all the TikTok things? Like, they're like 24/7 going like this. It's so, makes you want to fucking puke. And like this thing, this TikTok metaverse is like taking over the V2K, and it's like malfunctioning. It's really obvious. So Sedona's only 7 hours away, and I don't have to fill up the gas tank here, but once I like travel 2 hours, the gas will be really cheap. And I might not even be going to Sedona. This might just be a complete, like, I always get this feeling every single month. I'm going to go on a road trip. But if like, say I drove, like, up to Ojai, California and back, that would be like $70. And that's like, you can't even, I wouldn't even be able to, like, camp out there or anything. So this would be extra money, but it would be really worth it. But I ran out of money the last time. I was supposed to stay there for a little bit longer, so it feels like I have to go back. The rest of areas will be busy. It'll be summertime. It's going to be extremely hot, but I've been living in like 84-degree weather in here, and it's actually it's probably hotter than 84 degrees. And I'll be in the car most of the time with the AC, and when I'm not, there's protection in Sedona. There's holy grounds. I'll be visiting the vortexes. I will not be going on hikes because that is extremely easy to someone to just grab me and kill me in the woods. I've had someone that attempted to do that. Actually, there's actually more than a few people that have tried to kill me in the woods that I didn't really know about, and I didn't know about until later on. It will definitely, I'll be bringing very little clothes, very little, in regards to like hygiene products. I'm going to go through the hygiene products that I've collected, Shia. If there's anything expiring, I'm going to take them with me. But I actually have 2 bottles of shampoo, 2 bottles of conditioner that, not including the shampoo and conditioner that I bought us. But I have to start looking at the expiration dates on some of them, and I might be just taking some of the hygiene products. I really don't want to, Shai, but I know that you wouldn't be upset because they're just hygiene products, and if they're going to expire, and then I might as well just use them, some of them. But I act like I'm going to be all adventurous, going to all these vortexes, you know, being like a human being, but I end up not being a human being. I end up sitting in my car, barely moving around, going to the restroom 10 times a day, driving to different places to go to the restrooms. But there's a lot of porta potties that I could go to, and then the rest area is only like 20 minutes away from Sedona. It ends up not being like, I can't like live like a human being, like, and travel like a normal person when I go on these road trips. So I have to explain something to you about how I was tricked by my parents in regards to you and our telepathic connection, and knowing that we were going to be together for, I don't know, has it been 7 years now? And then that first 8 months when you knew me and I didn't know you, we did have a telepathic connection, but I didn't understand it completely. I did understand it. However, I had full body possession, and I'm not going into detail about that. However, do you know the witchcraft that's going to happen, the return to center witchcraft that's going to happen for doing something like that to someone? And I don't like my parents. They didn't give me any hints at all that we were going to be together, and I had no hope up until very old age. It was like, how old was I? 32, 33, when I finally figured out that you were my twin flame. So around 35, 36, 37, it was around when I was about to live here, and we had a telepathic connection. I knew who you were, and I was visiting my mom. One of the trips was, remember when I was using crutches and I couldn't walk around while I was living in my car before I lived here, and so I had to go and visit my mom and just kind of lay on an air mattress 24/7 and like not even move. So there was different types of tortures that switched when I went to visit my mom. The RAP torture kind of stopped. Yeah, and then it started where like I was so paralyzed my body, like with fatigue, that I couldn't like move my body like 24/7. That happened at one of the visits. So I'm not. So in regards to the different, there was things that both my parents did that made me feel suicidal, made me have no hope, and killed my spirit. And one of them is, this was about 3 to 5 years ago, 3 to 4 years ago, 3 to 5. I asked my dad, can you please go to a psychic and ask the psychic when I'm going to meet my husband? This should never have even occurred. I never should have been blindfolded. I should have known who you were at a very young age. I should have known who you were before I was adult. But I asked my dad, I said, go to a psychic, ask, and I want you to ask when I'm going to be with my future husband. And I mentioned you, Shia, and then he goes, well, I'm not going to tell the psychic if you're supposed to be with Shia, because that's really embarrassing. There's no way that you would be with Selbrity. And I repeatedly told him, no, he's not in the movies, that's not him. But he said, and then he used AI to make me feel humiliated and blush and embarrassed. He goes, no, I'm not going to go to a psychic and ask if he is going to be with you, because he's like a celebrity, and that's just embarrassing that you think that you would be with him. And I repeatedly told my dad over and over and over, no, that's not him, he's not in the movies. Another time he said, so he did end up going to a psychic, and he said, yeah, I didn't say married, but they're going to have a child. And he wasn't even talking about me. So I repeatedly said to my dad, no, he's not in the movies. And he would repeatedly tell me over the phone a couple times and in person, oh, I watched a movie. I saw SHIA. I watched him in a movie. And then he hit me with humiliation, being like, no, that's not your husband. And I know that's not my husband. But my dad repeatedly did do this to kill my spirit. He'd say it like several times. Oh, the other day I watched a movie, I saw SHIA. And then, so this was about 3 or 4 or 5 years ago when I asked him to call psychic, because I was just getting pissed off, and I was new when I was saying ask a psychic, I was telling myself, my dad already knows when I'm going to be with Shia, that he would he would continue to humiliate me with AI and keep saying that he sees you in the MOIVI movies. And I said, no, that's not the one I'm talking about. And he continued to say it over and over and over. So my parents are very mean. And they, I had it hard enough where I couldn't even see or hear you. And then this was continuing. So these were lies to kill my spirit. And this was when at the time I was visiting my mom. I think I visited her 4 or 5 times on and off between the past 10 years or 7 years. Another thing, in regards to our telepathic connection, my mother created this. This was back in Maplehurst where it started, where my mother had a telepathic relationship with someone, and it could be actually just a complete lie. They could have been talking and just saying, let's just use this against Alyssa to make Shia and Alyssa's telepathic connection not feel real and like it's a joke, because she would kind of do it like she was mentally ill and like it wasn't real. So she started her telepathic connection with this person that I think it was some kind of joke that was being played out. But she started her telepathic connection with him, and the way that she was doing it was, she was kind of like being like it's not special, like that we have a telepathic connection because she has a telepathic connection with someone, and she made it not make us feel special, and she made it like it's not real. And she would show me who this person she had a telepathic connection with on the internet, and he was married with children. And I said, no, you can't be having a telepathic connection. He has a family. And then she would please say, no, those are just his brothers. Those are just brothers. He has a bunch of people that look like him. And then she kept saying brothers. And then she would say, no, he has a bunch of clones that look like him. So that's like not even a real profile. So she was, so one time when I was looking at it, and I'm saying, no, Mom, he's married with a family. And then he goes, well, look at you. You're doing that with Shia. He's married with a family. Or at the time, it wasn't a family, but it was, look at Shia. He's married. What are you doing with Shia? So they were trying to prove that your consciousness was in that clone over and over and over, trying to continue to tell me, and also along with the others, that no, Shia's taken, Shia's not available. He's consciousness in that clone, he's not. And so she would say, oh no, that's not him. Those are a bunch of clones. Like he has a bunch of profiles, and they all look like him. So she was already starting that, and it was to make me feel sad about us, to make it feel less special, what we had together with the telepathic connection. And then she said it verbally out loud. Well, look at you with Shia. He's taken. Look at you. So that she said that verbally out loud. So this telepathic relationship also, so this was around 35, 36, 37. And this was giving me no hope. This was really hurting my spirit, killing my spirit. It was making it feel really fake and not real, because of how she was creating this thing with this imagination, this imaginary person. But I don't think it was imaginary. I think she was trying to create this like whole story to try to make it like our connection is not real. Because every time I talk about you, she'd be like, oh, well, I have my long distance telepathic connection. And then she'd like use AI to show me like he's married with kids. So that did happen. They both tried to convince me that, and this is at 35, 36, 37, when I've had absolutely no hope that I will be with you. I've been waiting for you for how long? And then they're still telling me no, Shia. So in regards, so this is stuff I can't say on the internet. I really hope that this V2K does get proved, because I did write a lot of things down. And I'm just being told with V2K there's going to be a fire in this building. All of my evidence is going to be destroyed. And I heard now that if they decide to torture us, it's not just return to the sender. God's just going to punch him 500 times with its fist in their head anytime they try to torture us. It's going to get like that. It's good. Instant return to sender. Things are going to get real dirty for these criminals that decided to separate us for 20 years, kidnap us, and keep us separated. And in regards to moving to California, San Francisco was not really that nice. It was always cold, and they did this whole program like to make me think that one day it's going to be sunny California and it's going to be warm. I wasn't supposed to be in San Francisco. I was supposed to be in Southern California. I froze in San Francisco, and I was crippled, and I wasn't allowed to go on buses and trains much at all. They'd give me like such extreme panic and anxiety that it would be like crippling, and I could barely go on the trains and subways. And I couldn't afford taxis, so I'd have to walk up the San Francisco hills. Basically, I just walked to school most of the time. However, those hills were so painful to walk up with my hip and leg. But things are going to get real dirty. Things are going to get real dirty for these criminals when they because of what they decided to do to us. And all of these contributions, think of all the people that got involved that contributed. Just think of all the people that got involved that made all these extremely long, like thousands of millions, hundreds of thousands of hours contributions. But Shai, you can't sit still like me, and I don't want you. I know that you go out sometimes, Shia, and I was thinking it's possible for you to go to the vortexes. Obviously you can go places, you just can't go to places because if with me, I know that you don't want me to go to Sedona probably. However, you're with me, Shia, and we're both going together if we do go. And it would be dangerous. Well, it doesn't matter where I am. I'm not in a situation like you are. You're in more danger than I am, and I'm just like a nobody. I know nothing. So they think I kind of can get away with it because I'm like a nobody and I know nothing that's going on. So it's kind of like I can get away with it more than you can. And they know that as soon as I get together, I'll get some information from you, and then they know that it will be bad when we get together. In regards to bagels, I ate the whole bagels. I have to eat a bagel every day. If I have any bread, any pastry, muffins, croissants, anything in any baked good, I have to eat it every day, and they give me extreme AI cravings, which is embarrassing, humiliating, makes me feel like a pig. This thing's going on for decades now. This has been going on for a long time. Croissants, muffins, pastries. I've had to stay away from all baked goods, or they give me extreme AI cravings. However, I was having at one point, there's a couple of days this week I had 2 bagels a day. And that's not good, but they make me feel like a real pig. Can I afford the refrigerator? I'll just get the refrigerator next month if I end up going to Sedona. And if I get stuck in Sedona, what happens? Say, well, I'm pretty sure I have AAA. I don't know if I would have not AAA. I'm covered under State Farm. If I get in trouble, they can tow my car. However, I don't know if that's outside of California. If I get in trouble, it'll be Lumerian's fault, and they'll have to figure out a way of what to do, because but I also been told you would like to be anywhere than where you are, and I would like to be anywhere than where I am right now. However, I know that once I go out and live in my car and I get tortured and attacked, and it's uncomfortable, and then I do appreciate this our apartment, Shia. And the pendulum says that you are having faith in being responsible, and you have faith that we're going to be together, and you're being responsible, that not contacting me. And they constantly make me feel like I'm not responsible because I go out to the grocery store and I do my laundry and I get my rent check. Sometimes I'll go to the ocean once in a while. That makes me not responsible. However, people have to be human beings. People have to be human beings. By the way, these entities are not made from fire. They're made from synthetic spirit. The spirit's not even real, it's synthetic. In regards to Sedona Vortex, they have also confirmed it's all going to be returned back to the sender. Injury done to others will surely come back upon yourself. All of this injury that's happened to us, all of this torture, and I just recited the Quran for an hour, and I did Lumerian technology for an hour this morning. But it's continuing to be hilarious that I'm still blindfolded. I don't have really much of anything that's really going on. And everybody can know, but Alyssa can't find out. Why would they care so much about me not finding out how my spiritual gifts and what's going on with what I'm doing with the deactivation? But something is finally happening with the return to sender, with the torture that's happening to me right now. With the return to the sender, Shia, the return to the sender is finally happening, like really a lot more. Oh, I didn't even talk about the Violet Flame notes. The Sedona Vortex notes. So I'm on page 115. I'm on page 115. I think also my hair is a little bit too long. It's actually not that long. But I have to put more conditioner in my head scalp because my head's been a little bit too itchy. I think the problem is because I'm not putting conditioner in my scalp as much. So now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the Sedona vortexes. So there's vortexes all over Sedona. There's a lot of places in Sedona that I didn't visit. Basically, I visited Airport Vortex, I visited Boynton Canyon, I visited Bell Rock, but there's vortexes all over. You don't have to actually even go to all, and I sat in the Cathedral Rock parking lot. So some of these people climb these canyons and these structures, red rock structures. There's no way I would climb these red rock structures. Absolutely no way. It's extremely dangerous, and I'm afraid of heights. But I went to the Chapel Vortex. The Chapel Vortex, this is like a church there. I sat on there, and then someone sat next to me because I was in a shady area and I had to leave because it was someone evil. But and I was thinking, Shia, this planet has had all these different civilizations, and there's really no trace of like litter. You know, you think this planet would be trashed. I bet you God dissolves litter, just like makes it disappear. So Sedona is magnetic. It like draws people to Sedona. I have like this feeling of going to Sedona because of the magnetic energy of Sedona. And I'll stay away from people. I'm not going to, I've kept to myself my entire life. I don't talk to people. I don't talk to strangers. If they approach me, I'll be friendly. But at this point, I'm not really as friendly anymore because I know that people become friendly to try to attack me. And that's what they use as a weapon to get kind of like, to be able to attack me, throw demons at me, do whatever spells, whatever. So they say like the vortex is on the top of you have to go to the top to feel the vortex. That's a complete lie. The base is the vortex because the vortex is underneath the structure, not just above. But there's been fighting over the vortexes to be used as false power. And some of these people that with so much ego, like you just like pretentiousness and ego, that's like they're using the vortexes for the false power to make them look like they're like powerful. There used to be a moon, but then like there's a fake moon now. I think it's possible that it's a fake moon now, but part of the reason why the real moon died is because there was these suicide terrorist bombers that killed themselves. They wanted to kill the enemies, the good beings, off so bad that they killed themselves in order to kill the good beings, and that had something to do with the moon, blasting the real moon away. And in this book, they say water is a catalyst. That's why when I go into water, Sometimes I do Lumerian technology, not as often as I used to. It's a catalyst, so the Lumerian technology is way more powerful. Some of the notes, I didn't. Some of the book was not as interesting, but I still wrote tons of notes. Not that it's not as interesting, but just kind of didn't talk so much about. Actually, no, that's not true. I'm really interested. This is one of my favorite books I've ever read. So I'm gonna stop talking. I gotta turn this off. Where's the remote? I put the notebook down and turned on. So now I'm going to talk about you, Shia. And I'm going to look at my food research to create a grocery list. And on top, if I make my grocery list, I'm going to make a separate column for good ideas of things to eat while living in my car. And it's better for me to go into the grocery store and pick out something instead of buying a bunch of groceries and putting it in my trunk. That actually doesn't really work out because I have to use the restroom, and being able to use the restroom and then buy something in the grocery store works out. I still don't know if I'm going to Sedona. However, something has to change, Shia, and if it's a matter of going to Sedona in order to deactivate the hive mind, I'm going to go to Sedona. In order for us to be together. And what does Shia think about me going to Sedona? And Shia, don't get I wish I was going to Sedona. It's going to be torture. It's not going to be fun. Besides, obviously, being in Sedona. I mean, it's going to be fun a little, but it's not. It's going to be a lot of torture. And you're going to be with me, Shia. Because you're with me. What does Shia think about Sedona? Well, I don't really know what that means. I got health abuse and freedom. What does that mean, health abuse and freedom? And whether, Shia, you weren't allowed to go to vortexes and go places, I'm sure you've definitely been some places. Obviously, I'd prefer thinking that you haven't because I want you safe. But just think about, I know it's possible because I've seen my brother. He didn't leave his room for 20 years and went into some of the common areas sometimes. He's been so sick. And they've been forcing him to scream out loud, and so he's had a hard life. I think I believe my brother has spent more time in his room more than you have. My brother's had a very hard life. I know that he's not on our side, however, just know, Shia, that it still can be some kind of support knowing that knowing that my brother has stayed in his room and has not really been able to go out in public because of how he acts. So even though he's not on our side, there's going to be a return to the sender because they did that to my brother. They tried to, I believe they really tried to attack my brother in order, because he's evidence. He's evidence, among other things. I don't think he's not as sick as them either. But they made him really sick. And my brother, I know, has been inspired by you, Shai. But me and my brother, we don't really like. He's kind of been. I don't. Someone's using AI. I don't have anything else to say about that. And Shia, just because it looks like I've moved around a lot and got to different places. I've been stuck in my room up until 10 years ago when I lived in my car. I was stuck in my room most my whole life. I didn't have a social life, and if it did, I didn't have much of a social life at all, and I didn't have money. I didn't have social life and friends. I've been beating the living shit out of my whole fucking life. Beating the living shit out of. You will not believe the amount of physical torture I've been under. So what does that mean, freedom and health abuse? My life has been pure torture, Shia. My life has been pure torture. I know yours has too. And I mean, I've been in pure hell living here. Almost pure hell. I thought I was going to actually get freedom having my own apartment. No. I was wrong. I was wrong. You think it'll be healing, Shia, to go to Sedona? What else does Shai want me to tell him? I'll make a video, Shai, every day still. Honestly, I think it has to happen because someone could put bullets through the walls. I could go walk to the trash and someone could kill me instantly. If I don't go to Sedona, it might be an actual problem. If I go to Sedona, I might have more protection in order to stay alive. So, I need to talk about you now. been able to get real close with you, Shy, and it's been feeling so good. Like I feel your energy like so. I already do, however, like this past 72 hours, something's been happening. Let me just say this real quick because we're running out of time. So this is about Shaya. But I have been crippled. I couldn't do things because I was pretty much like a cripple with my leg my whole life. I haven't really been able to explain it completely to you. I was supposed to be in a wheelchair, but I had to take the pain and be crippled, walk around, and eventually just stop being able to move around. A lot of times I was so sick and bedridden I didn't want to go anywhere. And if I did go places, it would be with my mom, and it would be very brief. I'm telling you, Shaya, I've had a very, very bad life, and you're going to find out more and more how bad it was. And it's still awful. Besides, yeah, I often think our ears are so similar. The energy of our ears are so similar. I don't really like my earlobe that much. Someone made fun of my ears a lot with AI. Made me think that they're ugly, but I've started to like them because of your ear. And when I look at your ear, I just know it matches the energy of my ear so much that I feel like you have ears. You have ears for me. You have ears to listen to me. Your ears are designed to listen to me. So you are very mature, Shaya. You're masterful. And you have a nice pronounced brow ridge. And you're very likable and excitable. And you're not hairy. And I felt that you had a lot of depression, Shaya. And it made me happy because I was so depressed too. And I could feel it in your body. I could feel the torture. I could see and feel that you've been physically beating the shit out of, just like me. And you're a gentleman, Shaya. And you have extreme sadness sometimes. And you're not relaxed, but you're relaxing. When I watch your video, I get into a pure state of relaxation. There's nothing that could possibly give me the pure state of relaxation than you, Shaya. And you're very attentive. And we're going to be inseparable, Shaya. And you're like an artisan and a warrior and a Lumerian cop. And we both... So I'm going to stop talking, Shaya. And we both are protecting each other, Shaya. So I'm going to talk to you tomorrow. I love you, Shaya. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you so much, Shaya, for watching.